What's up everyone? I have a 5 Starfish victory for today, and I've had this completed in the custom packs. Today I'm doing it in the star pack, which I think it's a little bit more difficult. Like, it's not hard by any means. I think it's the second easiest 5 of a kind to get in star pack behind the salamander. But I was still very happy with it just because I'm not really used to playing the star pack. It's by far my weakest pack. I don't have much experience, nor do I have much desire to play it. Honestly, I don't like how it plays. But I was trying to get a 5 of a kind here because I think I've been slacking on this pack in particular, and I got this one. Thankfully I got the starfish from the level up, so we are starting to scale from early on. I get a cassowary as well, and I was not sure what of the two I was going to go for. So what I end up doing is that I freeze the cassowary, I buy the starfish, I buy a seahorse. Next turn I'm going to sell the duckling onto the cassowary so it has a lot of HP. And you might call this scatterbrained, and it is, but I'm going to defend myself and just going to say that this is actually me expanding my options. On turn 5, if I find multiple cassowaries, I'll go for a 5 cassowary run with starfish scaling on the side, and if I find multiple starfish, I'm going to go for the 5 starfish. But yeah, I'm trying to basically just survive for now. I've not been doing a very good job of it. Like, I think I've lost every round so far, but this is the first round that I'm going to end up drawing. Barely at that. Some very good breakpoints for me. So yeah, now I'm going to just start rolling, and hopefully I find one of the two units soon. It's obviously obvious which one I find. I find the starfish first, so I decide right here that I'm going to go for the 5 starfish. But I think, watching this run back, I think I actually had a lot of opportunities to go for 5 cassowaries, and it would have been fine as well, I bet. Thankfully, the 5 starfish wasn't a bad option either, because it ended up winning. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to find the 3rd starfish before I start buy-sell scaling. I've had this discussion before whether it's better or worse to wait for 3 or just start by selling with the only 2 starfish. I think it's a matter of preference. I personally prefer going for 3 just because I'm a little bit more greedy than the usual player, or so I like to think. Sadly, I didn't find anything though, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to catch up to the competition when I find the 3rd starfish. Thankfully I have a capybara at level 2 right here, so it's going to be nice. Finding a starfish, it's base 7 for stats, which is better than the ones I already have on the team, which is very good. It gives me a good head start starting to scale. I think I'm going to get rid of the capybara and the cassowary here. Indeed I do, because I found the platypus, and that's honestly ideal if I find as many platypus as possible. What's the plural, by the way, of platypus? I'm really not sure. I've heard Grounded call it platypi in one of his recent videos. It might be platypi, it might be platypuses. I don't know what I'll call it, but whatever the case, I want to find as many of those as possible. Just because it's gold neutral, you buy it for 3 gold, you sell the 3 units for 3 gold in total, and it gives you a ton of stats. So if you find nothing but platypi, you get to 50-50 stats no problem with the starfish. Sadly, no man can be that lucky, but I was quite lucky during this turn, I believe, because after I roll one more time I find another platypus, which makes it the 2nd one for this turn. And my stats for this point in the game are honestly quite insane. I'm going to be easily winning, I bet, but just to make sure I also buy a hawk for that snipe. Honestly, I don't think I should have bought it. I should have believed in my team more. You can see that I easily dispatch of the enemy. But whatever the case, now I can sell it for the extra gold. I can find zebra starting from this turn, which is always very good. The game just plays itself, honestly. At this point I'm just trying to find as many cell units as possible. I froze a starfish along the way, that's going to be included in the team in the final turn. I obviously want to have a slot open to buy cell. Sadly, Platypus isn't going to be that strong with only one slot open, but I don't think it's worth freezing two starfish in the shop just to have maximum efficiency for the Platypus. Another benefit of freezing a starfish in the shop is that now the ducklings have some use. Their effects are actually buffing the HP of the frozen starfish now, which is always very nice. You never know when you need that extra HP, it might survive a hawk snipe at the end, who knows. But yeah, you can see I'm very strong. I don't think any enemy team could combat me. Maybe only a starfish team or a salamander team has a similar power of scaling by this point. But it's a bit scary because now during the late game I might find people running a raptor with a strawberry build, which is never a good thing. Thankfully, pepper kind of combats the coconut that the raptor gives, like if a 50-50 with coconut and a 50-50 with pepper had a fight, they'd end up drawing. So yeah, it's going to be my main way to combat the late game, along with my strong stats. Honestly, what I should have been thinking more during this run is buying more stews and hot dogs and oranges, just because the stats from those foods are kind of similar to the stats from the buy sell. So obviously a buy sell costs only 2 gold while the food costs 3. I think I'm going to do that though here. I'm going to buy a hot dog just because I wrote no sell units. Like at this point both of those options give me 8 stats, a hot dog and buy sell of a unit. So yeah, it's not that bad. Like zebra is obviously best because it gives +4/+4 more stats, but whatever the case, I don't think I can be picky scaling wise. I'll just take whatever the game gives me. And yeah, the run is going to come to an end pretty soon. I'm just scaling as much as possible. The enemy teams can't catch up to me even still. I've been getting kind of unlucky with the matchups. You can see they have hawks in the front, they have woodpeckers which remove my peppers. But if I get a lot of peppers, then it's not going to matter. You can see here I get the 3rd pepper on my team. So now the positioning is a little bit tricky, but I think basically everything is going to work. This should be an easy win, I bet. I don't really remember what happens. But yeah, they have 2 big units on their team, I have 4, so it's an easy win for me. And yeah, this is going to be the final turn. I think I buy this taco right here. I want to spend it at the least amount of gold trolling. So yeah, this is the final team. I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, like, sub, do the generic stuff, leave a nice comment, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.